Welcome back. I'm Richard Hosnote, and I'm your host for the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast and this Wisdom Inspired Life YouTube channel. Great to have you back. This begins an extended series exploring the topics of caring, compassion, and kindness. It's part of my Words of Wisdom series, which becomes very nicely WOW. And in this particular series, I'm going to be sharing with you quotes from people you know and people you don't know on the topics of caring, compassion, and kindness. I discovered as I looked into this quotes, and I realized that people were talking about caring, compassion, and kindness from different perspectives about what it was and what it meant to them. And in ways better than probably I could sit here and talk to you for hours, by sharing with you quotes from people, you can understand the wide range of possibilities that come when you become a more caring, compassionate, and kind person, all of which is integral to living a wisdom-inspired life. So that's what this is all about. So have some fun with this. I did in putting it together, and hopefully you'll get a sense of that fun as we go through this. So let's get into the quotes for this episode. Well, this series of quotes that I'm going to share with you come again, as usual, in this series that I'm doing from a very diverse group of people. Despite that, the perspective on compassion, kindness, and caring is pretty darn consistent. It's important, it's powerful, it's the essence of who we really are. So let's dive in. I think probably kindness is my number one attribute in a human being. Kindness is my number one attribute in a human being. I'll put it before any of the things like courage, or bravery, or generosity, or anything else. Kindness, that simple word. To be kind, it covers everything. To my mind, if you're kind, that's it. Kindness is my number one attribute in a human being. And it really does, as we understand from the great wisdom traditions, like the Bible and the Bhagavad Gita, and from great teachers like Paramahansa Yogananda and many others, Dalai Lama, for example, we understand the importance of kindness as that key attribute, as part of the essence of who we really are as human beings. All of us. Kindness, my number one attribute. Thank you, Henry James. What we all have in common is an appreciation of kindness. What we all have in common is an appreciation of kindness and compassion. Kindness and compassion and caring, they are all go together as one. All the religions have this, and he's right. All religions that I've ever studied, from the great wisdom teachers, the God-realized beings, all the way back to before the time of Christ, going back to Patanjali, for example. Love. We will all lean towards love. We all have in common is appreciation of kindness and compassion. All the religions have this. Love, we all lean towards love. Love, compassion, caring, they're all there. And we're talking about love for our fellow man, our fellow woman, but love for our planet, love for our home, love for that supreme divine entity that we call God. Okay. Thank you. This is a very interesting dimension. Kindness is always fashionable and always welcome, isn't it? It's one of those things that if we're kind to each other, if we're kind to another individual, it's always welcome. It gives us that connection at an essence basis with other people. Kindness is always fashionable, and I would add, has always been fashionable and welcome. Thank you, Richard. Kindness is the only service that will stand the storm of life and not wash out. Great language there. The storm of life and not wash out. Kindness cuts through that. It will wear well and will be remembered long after the prism of politeness or the complexion of courtesy has faded away. Kindness is the only service that will stand the storm of life and not wash out. And that is because kindness is part of that core essence of who we really are. Kind, caring, compassionate, loving human beings. I often, in an overly simplistic way, look at Jesus as telling us that God is love. And when you study Buddhism, you understand the great importance of compassion. Well, love, compassion, caring, and kindness are all this bundle of essence of who we really are. Thank you, Abraham Lincoln. A kind gesture can reach a wound that only compassion can heal. Healing so many times is more than just a physical injury to the body. Healing is healing our emotions, healing our energy, which feels down and negative. A kind gesture can reach a wound that only compassion can heal. When we as a human reach out to another to help them with the suffering they're experiencing, help relieve that suffering. It's that human to human connection that has the power to heal as virtually nothing else can, along with kindness and caring and love. Okay? So a rather diverse group of sources here, all touching very common elements of these key words of love, caring, compassion, and kindness. Okay? Interesting how different people looking at this see the same dimensions. And when that happens, again, that word that I used, it's part of the essence of who we really are. That soul, that spark of divinity that's in all of us. Okay? Well, good. Hopefully you enjoyed, learned something. Some ideas that you can nurture in your own life. And as always, if you want to learn more about My Wisdom Inspired Life, you can go to the website, My Wisdom Inspired Life. You can listen to the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast there. We've got a great player. New episodes released every Saturday and Sunday, Saturday on the Bible, Sunday on the Bhagavad Gita. But if you go back into the earlier episodes, there's great diversity of wisdom quotes that are shared in the earlier episodes in the podcast. Several hundred episodes of the podcast have been produced and are available there for you to gain inspiration and maybe a spark of something you want to learn more about. You can also, of course, listen to the podcast every place that Podcasts are available virtually on the Apple system, Google system, Spotify, and all of that. As you know from the very beginning, if you listen to the first early episodes, I'm on a journey. And I appreciate you participating with me on the journey today. And I look forward to continuing that journey with you.